Hello everyone, welcome to the second lecture of our RBWM revision series. Today we'll be covering the unit 2 of our module A. In this series, we are revising the whole syllabus of our RBWM paper. Today we have retail banking role within banking operations. This is a very important unit. There are three models that we need to study: the SBU approach, the departmental approach, and the integrated approach, and how the banks they adapt these models for their positioning objectives. All right, so let us start. Now, when we discuss about the business models, banks they adopt different business models according to their strategies, according to the importance that they give to retail banking space. Some banks they want to establish their retail banking segment as a separate vertical. Other banks they want to incorporate it as a part of its overall business. So depending upon it, different models are adopted by the banks in all the sectors: public sector, private sector, as well as foreign banks. So these three main approaches are the strategic business unit approach, SBU, departmental approach, and the integrated approach. So we'll be studying about these approaches, these models in detail. First, we have the SBU approach. In the strategic business unit, it aims at dividing the business on the lines of SBUs. These SBUs are profit centers. These are profit centers. For example, there are many companies. There's the parent company, and under it they have various other businesses. So a whole company, under it one part of the business can be, let's say, for creating jewelry. Another could be for creating, let's say, textile. Another for cars. There are many examples of these types of companies. Each of these separate business units, the strategic business unit, they have their own plan, they have their own pricing strategy, they have their own management system, right? So these are autonomous divisions. They're small enough to be flexible and large enough to exercise control over all of the factors. So the product, pricing, promotion, place, people, all of them are completely different. One vertical does not interfere with the other. So the SBU, which is focused on cars, will not interfere in the decision making of the SBU that is focused on textiles. They are completely independent of each other. So these can be defined as profit centers. The main aim of each of the SBU is to generate profit for the particular segment. They focus on the product offering and the particular market segment. All right. And they can be business units of a large corporation, or it can be a business in itself. All right, so these are profit centers. One profit center is different from another. They have their own objective, they have their own product, and they're not going to interfere or intervene with the working of the other profit center. Now, many banks, all in the public sector, private sector, the largest 10 banks, they have adopted the SBU approach. The new generation private sector banks, they have set up the SBUs. Like, they will set up one particular profit center focused completely on the retail banking segment. Another will be focused completely on corporate banking. Another will be focused completely on rural banking. So they have separate segments, separate profit centers, and they have their defined business focus. And this demarcation is by management, by objectives. So what is the objective of the particular SBU? Accordingly, we are going to manage it. So wherein the business model is dealt as a modular strategy for achieving the targeted profits, right? For example, here's the description given. There's a business unit. Under the business unit, there's a separate strategic business unit which will have a discrete marketing plan. It will focus on the specific product and the specific market segment. So if the bank, let's say a public sector bank, has created an SBU focused completely on retail banking, so it will have the plan to promote and develop its retail banking. The specific products on the asset and liability, particularly in the retail banking segment, and specific market segment will be the individual customers, the mass market. All right, so this is how the SBU works. Second approach is the departmental approach. We are still dividing the organization. There are still separate verticals, but we are not dividing them on strategic or business lines, rather on the basis of functions the various teams perform. So there is the human resource department, there's the accounting department, then there's the marketing department, the finance department. So the functions that each team performs, that will be different. So the bank, it will not create a separate vertical for retail banking. The same teams will be there. They will be offering solutions for retail banking. So the departments are created. So it is a specialized functional approach within an organization. We are not creating separate business lines. Within the organization, we are incorporating retail banking. We are dividing the organization on the basis of the various teams. The teams will have their own definite functions like accounting, marketing, finance, planning. Each department will have its own manager and the chain of command. So the staff, the employees will be divided on the basis of the function, right? So it is a more general approach, and retail banking is one of the business models. It is not a separate focused business model, it is just one of them. Public sector banks, they have generally adopted the departmental approach. Private sector banks, the new generation, they go with SBU. Mostly the foreign banks, they go with profit objectives. So again, SBU. But the public sector banks, they mostly go by the departmental approach. Even the old generation private sector banks, they also adopt the departmental approach. Basically, retail banking is built as a part of the overall business plan. It is not done as a separate departmental activity, right? A separate department or SBU for the retail banking is not created. We are just incorporating it in our total plan. Then we have, this is the various departments: administration, HR, sales and marketing, accounts and taxation, production, customer service, IT. So these teams will perform their respective functions, their responsibilities. And finally, we have the integrated approach where we do not divide the organization at all, neither on the basis of profit centers nor as any separate department. It combines all the socio-economic aspects. It adopts a cohesive or wholesome approach to tackle the problems of the business. Usually the smaller businesses that do not have a greater reach, that do not have many personnel with them. So we are assuming that if we have a unified business, it would reduce the risk, increase profitability through scale rather than having separate entities. All right, so it will be an integrated business, a combined business. Okay, so these are the main three models, the business processes, approaches which are adopted by the banks. If we talk about the business models, what are the models that are adopted by the banks? This basically depends upon the positioning platform. What is the image that the banks want to create for themselves in the industry? Whether they want to be called a retail bank, whether they want to be called a rural bank, or they want to be called a bank catering to the MSME. So this is the positioning objectives. The positioning strategy will depend upon what is the bank's target audience, who are the competitors, what is the level of competition, the product features and the benefits that they offer. Do they have a USP? If some banks, they have a unique value proposition, a unique selling proposition, it will mean that they will have a particular tagline. They will define that this is our aim, this is how we are going to offer the product. And consistent messaging. All right, so strategies are based on positioning objectives. They vary from bank to bank. It is attached to the business model. In case of old generation private banks, they have a very clear positioning platform. It is based on the overall business plan in line with their size and scale. This means that they will not have a separate USP saying that this is the only product that we are going to offer. No, the overall business plan depending upon what is the level of products they are going to provide. Size and scale means the quantity of products, how many products. So they have this positioning platform that is quite clear. The new generation private banks also have a clear vision. They want to be at the top slot. They want to be the best performance in all the class of banks. So they have better technology, strategy, customer business initiatives. They go with aggressive positioning platform to achieve the desired objective, right? The recent entrants, the new generation banks, they have a clear positioning strategy, where they want to be in the future, in the next 2 or 3 years. How do they want themselves to be imagined by the customer? What image they want to create of themselves in the market? They have a very clear strategy. The foreign banks, however, they do not go by positioning objectives, they only go by business objectives. If they think that a particular vertical is profitable, they will enter the market very aggressively with all the ways they have, with all the means they have. And if it turns out to be non profitable, if it gives them losses, they will completely exit the market or they will exit the particular vertical, right? So they take a call on the business model. If it is not profitable, they exit the retail banking segment or a particular business line. If the retail banking is not profitable, they will exit the particular retail banking completely. Or if their credit card product, for example, is not profitable, they will continue with the other products and they will shut down the credit card business. For example, BNP Paribas, it entered the retail banking space very aggressively during the late 1990s. They had a full-fledged brand building exercise, but very soon they did not find it profitable and they quit the space. Similarly, the American Express Bank, they came out with the credit card business and they came out of it, they entered it and they came out of it after taking stock of the viability. Recently, we have seen Citibank, they have quit the retail banking business in India as a part of the global strategy and it has been acquired by the Axis Bank. All right. So this is how the various segments of banks they decide their business model. They will adopt the model keeping in mind their overall business strategy, their projections for the future, what is the business mix, what are the cooperative objectives, and finally they will decide on the SBU, departmental, their positioning objectives, and so on. So that is all. From this unit, questions like what are the characteristics of SBU are asked, in which type of approach we divide the organization basis of the functions, not on the business objectives. Questions like this will be asked. Case study questions can also be asked. So make sure that you understand this unit very clearly, thoroughly. And if you have any doubts or queries, you can let me know. So like this, we'll be covering all the further units of the complete RBWM syllabus. So make sure that you subscribe to the Olive Board JIB English Medium channel and consistently watch these videos on a daily basis. So now I will meet you in the next video with the next unit. Till then, thank you so much and all the best.